Consistency builds trust. Consistency builds kind of integrity. Consistency builds momentum. Consistency triggers the YouTube algorithm. Consistency challenges us and sharpens our saw and challenges us to, when we're stressed, when we're maybe fighting discouragement or depression, when it's been a hard week, when technical difficulties are all around, we still duct tape together a setup like I've done here at my parents' house with ducks behind me to still go live and show up. You got to just press record.
And I closed my business in October, a 22-year-old apparel brand called Allison Trixie. I closed that brand in October. And I decided I wanted to do YouTube, I wanted to do live video, and I wanted to build my influence. But beyond that, I really didn't know where I was going. And then I kind of had the recognition of like, how am I going to monetize? Like, I'm like, this is great. I'm doing this YouTube. I'm trying to help people, mentoring. But at the end of the day, like you say, I need money for the mission. So I'm at that point now where I don't know what to do with the channel to be able to monetize it. But I will say one thing that recently, this past week, came to mind, which was I'm really good at like brand strategy and seeing the blind spots in other people's businesses. And it doesn't even have to relate to fashion only. So because I'm kind of thinking that my mission, this whole thing's evolving, and with COVID and everything in the world changing, and I'm kind of coming to the point that my mission might be, just helping, others in different businesses, like a business coach. So I'm just like wondering thoughts about that, and for my channel and with my channel, how could, I just want to get to the monetization part because I will need money for the mission.
100%. Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Why have you not posted in the last 2 months?
Honestly, you want to know the truth? I got in my head and my confidence level went down. And that's what happened. That's why, truth. That's why I haven't posted in 2 months.
Yeah. So thanks so much for sharing that. Thanks so much for being a part of the community. I think you might be articulating kind of your own medicine. You should be posting. The essence to keeping momentum going on YouTube, in my opinion, is to keep that consistency going on YouTube. We could talk about monetization, but you're still early enough with only 15 videos total on the journey to even 30, 35 to really get things going and to get in that rhythm. But as a business owner, as a business coach, as someone who would encourage others, if I open up a coffee shop, I need to show up every day, open and serve coffee. If I open up, a tax planning service, I need to answer the phone and help people plan taxes. As a content creator and even as a consultant, thought leader, and coach, you got to produce content. And hey, there's no judgment. Life's crazy right now, and we get into these things, but your pillar of weekly thing to do is to put the valuable thought leadership that you have in the world. Done is better than perfect, because with your fashion expertise, I know there's aspects of, I'm sure, production value and whatever else, but about the cutting room and sewing factories and Q&A, and you've got all this kind of knowledge. Look, you just got to show up for people, and you got to show up for when it's 20 people, and you got to show up for when it's 156 people, and you keep building that momentum and connecting with those people, because that, by the way, if it goes into business coaching, those are going to be your first clients. If it goes into different things, it's going to be those people. But it's also, when I think about what consistency means, being consistent isn't just about upload consistency. Consistency builds trust. It's about consistency in the minds of our viewer, knowing us that we show up every week, so they can trust us. Just like as kids, we either could or couldn't trust our parents to be people of their word. Consistency builds trust. Consistency builds kind of integrity. Consistency builds momentum. Consistency triggers the YouTube algorithm. Consistency challenges us and sharpens our saw and challenges us to, when we're stressed, when we're maybe fighting discouragement or depression, when it's been a hard week, when technical difficulties are all around, we still duct tape together a setup like I've done here at my parents' house with ducks behind me to still go live and show up. So I really want to challenge you at a baseline. And for the rest of our Video Reiki Academy community, that's the power of consistency. Consistency has so many intangible or very tangible byproducts in addition to just showing up on YouTube. It unlocks the momentum that will eventually lead to monetization. In terms of monetization, if you need money for the mission, your shortest path is to do an offer that would be higher ticket. For the numbers that you're at, for the size of the channel that you're at, if we're just practical, it's not going to be YouTube ads. It's not going to be affiliate marketing. Those things are amazing, but they're a long game strategy. And even in terms of fashion expertise like you have, I still think that being able to maybe help someone get their fashion brand off the ground, to learn about the industry, to launch a product, to whatever. So I'd be creating content that's reverse engineered to attract my ideal audience. I would want to get just the right viewer that wants to tap into your expertise. And I might have some sort of a consulting package, a coaching package, and I would reverse engineer the math. Like, let's say you could just have 12 clients a year. And let's say those clients paid $10,000 each. Well, that's $120,000 a year. Way easier said than done, but just as a business model. Now, your YouTube channel only needs to reach a couple hundred people that are highly targeted fashion professionals trying to navigate the world of fashion, maybe taxes, maybe copyrights, maybe whatever, I don't know. And your expertise is worth 5x, 10x the value for that ideal client. Then the types of videos attract that ideal client. With the channel of 500 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, and 100 fashion-minded industry professionals, they go, man, I want to hire Angela because I'm working with investors' money right now. We got a couple $1 million budget, and she's going to help me navigate this. That's just like one way to think about it. For where you're at, the shortest path to monetization, absolutely, in my opinion, has to be some sort of a higher ticket business model. What are your thoughts, Angela?
Yeah, no, I think that totally makes sense. And that totally makes sense for me, because I feel like that is my strong suit. I'm very passionate about other people's businesses. Even like 3 friends in the last week that I spoke to that aren't even in fashion, the conversation turned around to where they like left like on fire. They're like, oh my God, I have to hang up because I have to go take action. Like, because I get them, like, I think my passion, I can invigorate people with my excitement and my energy is right for the right people. Let's put it that way. So that's where I was thinking, I feel like this is like my passion, because I'm good at like brand strategy. I'm good at seeing opportunity. I'm good at, like, I already have ideas for your business. That's another story. But I'm just saying, I'm like, that's how I'm wired. I'm an entrepreneur. I've had 2 other businesses. I grew up in New York. I grew up in the industry. And anyway, the one other thing I wanted to mention though, the other thing that I was thinking about, like pivoting my content, is like what I was thinking about doing. And again, like, this is more like not maybe like for money, but to do interviews with people, like doing live stream interviews. Like that's something like I was trying to think about how I can maybe create some, or what content buckets do you feel could be opportunity for me?
Yeah. So by the way, that ties directly in. And so we'll land the plane on this. First of all, I really want to make sure that you got your tickets to Grow Video Live. You did, right? Through VRA?
I got my ticket, yeah. And I'm giving my second ticket to another friend who's super, I pumped him up. That's another thing. I am pumping people up on YouTube. All 3 people I spoke to, they're like going to do YouTube channels. Like that's like, I'm saying you need YouTube. You're a business. You need YouTube for your business. Anyway, we could talk another time, but
Angela, you're pumping me up. I mean, I get it. That's clearly your strength. And so, good, because we're going to be talking about what I'm going to break down in a second at Growth Video Live in length. What I think I would do if I was you is I would really dial in your personal brand with your personal brand message, with what your offer is. Like you said, brand strategy, get your website set up. So it's literally, there's like 3 levels to work with me. I could do an online consultation. I could do a brand strategy package. You have to package and productize. You have to turn your expertise into a product, turn your branding, turn your positioning into exactly who you can help. And then, yes, I think you should do an interview show. But when the interview show is brought to you by your brand strategy assessment, which is a free assessment or quiz that is on your website, you send traffic there. It attracts your ideal audience. At the end of the assessment, at the end of the quiz, that person either did or didn't qualify for someone you could help. They then maybe go on to a next step to schedule a consultation with you, and they potentially become a client. And then what you are doing is a content marketing strategy on YouTube. Interview show, yes. These, behind the scenes NYC cutting room, great. Like live stream, awesome. content that then gives a call to action into your proven sales process. And you could experiment collaborations with somebody, great. Like all the different content buckets. But really what we're discussing here is how is it connected to a profitable business model? And that would really be your next step. Get ready for the 3 days of Grow with Video Live, because Chris Ducker is going to be breaking down personal branding. He's going to really sharpen up that strategy. Pete Vargas will be talking about the StoryBraid formula, and he's going to be talking about dialing in that messaging. We're going to be talking about Sam, the biggest person. I'm not sure what your relationship life is right now, but the biggest person you need to start dating and date all the time. You're like, why is Sean telling me to date somebody? You got to date Sam. Who's Sam? Sales and marketing. You got to be dating Sam every week. You got to take Sam out to dinner, buy Sam coffee. You got to be whining and dining Sam, sales and marketing. And that's having something to sell. What's your sales process? What's your marketing process? And that's a little bit separate to even YouTube. YouTube is content marketing. YouTube's that front end awareness, people meeting you, building a personal brand, but what's happening in the back end. And so we're definitely going to dive deeper into that for Grow with Video Live.
Hey, I'm Heather from the Think Media team, and today's video is brought to you by our free 7-day YouTube Influence Challenge. If you're someone who wants to learn how to start or grow a YouTube channel, then this challenge is for you. You can get all the details on this free challenge happening soon at tubeinfluence.com.